In my childhood, it was one of our kids' job, to fill in the kerosene. Kerosene in the lamp, and we were really had fun for that. I'm sorry. We really had fun for that. And these type of lamps were that we were using. Even though we had lights, even though we had electricity, and in evening time when it comes, it was really no good voltage. So we really need to rely upon the lamps, and we really had fun. And another thing is, during the Christmas time, we do house carols. We go to different houses, and we sing, and especially on 24th and 25th night, and it's all through the nights, from evening 6 o'clock, from morning 6 o'clock, and the other thing is we are walking and all through the nights. Again, we have to go through the narrow ways, and it's dark. So what we carry actually, we call it Spectrum Max, but this is a kerosene max. Some of you might have seen it, and we use that even now. And somebody will be carrying this one, and we always have kerosene with us because we need to fill in time to time. And by the time, I'm talking about 20, 25, 30 people, young people walking to one house, and it's a surprise. Actually, they are sleeping, and we started singing. And we provide gift and all. But during the night when we are walking, every now and then we hear, "I can't see. Would you please raise your light? I can't see here." So this guy who's holding, he has to lift up this light. Sometimes he keeps it on the head, and I carry it sometimes too. We take turns actually. And we walk, and so that everyone can see. And it was so fun. And I just want to make you to think today, look outside of our circle. Look outside of our circle and share what we have with others. Let's turn to book of Matthew. Book of Matthew is one of the, especially is a very important book in my personal life. And the title says that Gospel according to Matthew. It gives me a positive thinking because gospel is good news. Good news is a great news. It's a message. That means book of Matthew has a very special message, a hopeful message, a good news for you and me, for all the world. And book of Matthew is breaking the 400 years of silence of the ministry after Malachi, who was the last Old Testament prophet. Even though the name of the author is not mentioned here, we know from the reading, while we are reading, go through this pages after pages, and we will really see the author has a very familiar, or author is very familiar to the Palestine, to the culture, to the history. And let's go to, or even it says that, thinking about the date, the destruction of Jerusalem was in AD 70. And all through these books we see that, talks about Jerusalem, talks about the cities, and so this book might have written between AD 50 and 60. And let's go to chapter 5. Chapter 5 verses 13 through 16 is my topic. Capernaum. When we come to chapter 5 verse 1, let me read that verse 1 and 2. Chapter 5 verse 1 and 2. And seeing the multitude, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying. And these verses, this is actually happened somewhere. This is Sea of Galilee, this is Dead Sea, and this is Jordan Sea. And this has happened somewhere over here near Capernaum. And and it says that, especially since he was on a mountain top, and it's called as Sermon on the Mountain, chapter 5, chapter 6, and talks about Sermon on the Mountain. And let me read verse number 13, chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is therefore good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of men. In India or even in United States, a person to join in the army, he need to have some kind of fitness, physical fitness, mental fitness, emotional fitness, and it is actually a qualification, or it qualifies this person to be as a member of that. And our passage, it says that you are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost his savor. Let's think about salt. I mean, I was thinking about salt, and I went on Google and I found some, I mean, there were almost 30 plus things that talks about salt, and different things you can do that. And one is remove dust. Salt help to remove dust. I was thinking I should really have that because my car has lots of rust actually. And something is peeling egg. I mean, salt, I didn't know that. I haven't tried. If you want, you can try that. But I haven't tried it. I mean, there are so many useful things. But let me tell you, in our life, or for a person, salt is an indispensable necessity of life. Especially in Indian curry, Indian cooking, we use really salt. And I mean, we don't use a lot, but we really, for everything, we actually add, every single curry, we add salt. So if there is no salt in the family, I mean, in the kitchen, you don't want to eat food over there, because it actually makes tastier. And so, and think about the salt in our life. And how can I be a salt? Number one, you are a tastemaker. You are a tastemaker. Verse number 30, Exodus chapter 30, verse 35. And make an incense blend as by the perfume, seasoned with salt, pure and holy. You are a tastemaker. I am a tastemaker. And we make this curry, or this life, or this church, or this the community, or my family makes more tastier. And number two, you are the purifier. 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 21 and 22. And he went forth unto the spring of the water, and cast his sound in there, and said, Thus saith the Lord, I have healed these waters. I have healed these waters. And it purifies us. It's purifying. If you come to India, I mean, especially in my state, there is one particular beach called, the name is Eve Beach actually. Anyway, people come there. Actually, people come there and they go take bath in the ocean, in the salt water. I mean, I'm talking about people all over the world. And then they go for sunbath. So it's, I mean, I've been there and I have talked to people, and they really wanted to do it because it says that's something good for their body. I have never tried that. But anyway, it purifies. You and I has to be purifying our community. Number three, you are the preserver. You are the preserver. Salt is a necessary element in our blood, and blood gives life. So we know that if the blood gives life and if salt is necessary, you and I are important in the Christian community. We are actually helping to preserve, seasoning, helping the community to go. And sometimes the next portion of this verse says that if salt is losing the flavor, in one of the study Bible I have seen this one, let me read it. In Israel, some salt was mixed with other ingredients. When it was exposed to the element, the salt would be leached out. Such leached out salt was used for coating the pathway, people walking on it. I didn't know that. And I was thinking, the useless salt, it's still called salt, but they throw it out. And they are using that for making the pathway. People walk, and that's what Bible, that's what Jesus says exactly here. People are, if the salt is not with the flavor, it's good for nothing. People will be walking. So make sure we are preserver. And my point number 2, verse number 14 and 15. No hiding, but shining. No hiding, but shining. Verse number 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Verse number 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it gives light unto all that are in the house. First of all, as I was going through these passages, first of all, I think we need to think about our Lord Jesus Christ. He is the source of the light. John chapter 8, verse 12. Then Jesus said again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. But shall have light of life. Jesus said, I am the light. Jesus told them that I'm the light of the world. And Malachi chapter 4 verse 6 talks about him. He is the son of righteousness. There are people living in the darkness. So as a Christian, gain the light from the source, Jesus Christ, and shine and provide light for others. Let this light may shine to others. And we the believers are the recipients of this light. And we are connected with the source. Verse 14, the next portion says that a city that is set on the hill cannot be hidden. A city set on the hill cannot be hidden. Again, think about my illustration that about the Christmas time. The guy who is holding the light, and he should lift it up so that others can see, others can walk properly without any stumbling block. Why do we need a light? To take away the darkness. The world that we live is full of darkness, corruption, and everything. But you and I need to show the light over there. Why do we need to place, or where do we need to place this light? It's not under a bushel, but on a candlestick. On a candlestick. Yes. And why do we need that? So that it can reach everyone. It can reach everyone. In India, we have reasons for hiding. And national government actually announced that India should be a totally Hindu nation by 2021. No Christians, no Muslims, no other religion. We can hide, but we never. and we raise our light. We stand for the Lord and we praise God for that. Let's go to verse number 16. Verse number 16 says that, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Not to you, but to God. Yes, you are the one walking, you are the one showing the light, but don't take to pride over there. And let your light may show, and let others may glorify God. It says that, let your light shine before men. That means you and I share our light. Number 2, they may see your good work and glorify your Father. It is not the power that we have, but His power. And it is not the way that we shine, but He is making us to shine. He is shining through you and me. He is shining through us. And again, we should not boast. And Jesus said, I am the light. I am the light of the world. So open our heart, open our mind. Receive this Lord Jesus Christ as our personal Savior. Surrender ourselves to Him and let us shine. Let us give the light to others. As a conclusion, let me tell you this way, that you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. You are the tastemaker. Do not ever lose your flavor. You are the purifier. You be the tastemaker in this corrupted world in your community. You are the preserver. You may be the seasoning factor of the Christianity. And the same way, we are the light. Salt operate inwardly. You be the salt in your family, in your church, in your community. Be the salt. And light operates outwardly. Go out and be the light. Shine for Him. Martin Luther King Jr. said that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Look at that. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. While I was preparing this sermon, my 6-year-old boy came to me and said, Daddy, I want to sing a song for you. I said, do it. And I said, what song you want to sing? It was all happening. What song you want to do it? He said, I'm going to let it shine. I said, wait a minute. And I typed my title, I'm going to let it shine. Really, it happened. Let me read it that for you. Let this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. Satan doesn't blow it. I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine. Let us shine. Amen.
Amen.